Hello, everyone, and welcome to Gamersledge. I'm your host, Mark, and then we'll be joined by our GM, John, as we start tonight's episode of Freedom for the Borderlands, Rifts, Ukraine. Hi, John.
Hey, how are you, Mark? Thank you so much. And welcome, everybody. Where the heck have we been? A lot's been going on, but we're finally back and, glad to be here. And so, since it's been a while, I think I'll wrap up. We had journeyed to the mountain stronghold and actually talked to the mountain. The mountain was being disturbed by angels screaming at the ground. A search of the caverns there found that there was this history and this this Cossack host had actual quarters and a mini little base inside the mountain. Journey was made back. We talked to the leader of the host. And Archer had joined us. He was there at the base, and together, Orist and Sveta and Archer went and raided a communication facility of the Disciples of Destiny. And there they found out where the base was for this flying war machine. And they returned back to the host encampment. And there they went in and they talked to the shaman, and the shaman gave them this earthy kind of not quite pleasant drink, and the three Sveta, Orist, and Zetich went back in time and found themselves in other men's bodies, and these were Cossacks from this tribe who were exploring kind of the newly thought out Ukraine and seeing what was going on. And they found a mountain that was walking, but it was being attacked by these ant-men. And so the captain of this particular warhorse host had ordered his men to attack, and they killed off these ant-men and kind of saved this walking mountain. And it seems that some kind of deal there was struck with the mountain and the war host, and the mountain, due to its injuries, had decided to rest for a while. And the host had had a garrison there ever since, and they've returned back to their bodies. And Archer, meanwhile, by the way, has returned back to his war camp. And that's kind of where we find ourselves today. And so there we are, gentlemen. I turn it over to you. What are your thoughts? What's going
on? I'm going to check in with. Well, I mean, are we all together? What's the general lay of the land right now?
I'll be honest, I don't remember exactly where we ended up last, other than it was post flashback. So let's just say it's the morning the next day after. You guys are just waking up, if that sounds good.
I will knock on Zetich's door.
Tent flap?
Oh, that's right. We're at the host. Yes, I will knock on his tent flap. Yes.
Roof? Zetich says with a mouthful of food.
I will poke my head in the tent flap. Does he seem to be in poor mental health, or does he seem just fine chewing on food?
It looks like Zetich has tried to make himself one of the meat-filled buns and it was a very, very awful, awful attempt. But he seems happy with it as he is stuffing his face with it,
Nice.
and offers you a kind of strange-looking, dirt-clod-looking piece of food.
I'm good. Thank you. Thank you, though. I was just coming to check in on you and see how you were after being Vasily. Yes. Wait. No. After being. Yeah, Vasily.
Yeah, Vasily. made me so hungry. And
From all the drinking?
yes. Also, I don't know. It drained me.
Have you ever experienced magic like that before where you're from?
No. Well, yes, once. A very high level sorcerer, one of our teachers, our instructors, cast a spell to discern the location of a person through an object, and it kind of forced us into seeing through the eyes of this person, but it was nothing like this, where we could feel everything. I felt Vasily's thirst, and that is kind of overwhelming. And then Zizi will absentmindedly take another bite of the dirt clod. How are you?
I'm still trying to come to grips. The captain was a good man, but like you said, the experience took something out of me. And I am glad for the knowledge and I'm glad for the experience. And I hope we can find a way to do this magic again for the sake of our people, because this would be far superior to books. And he grinned slightly at you.
I can't fault you there as long as you can make sure they come back.
Sure.
It was expressed on us how dangerous this trip was, and I can see why now. This magic is powerful and unknown and rare.
I am glad to know what the past was, but I'm failing to learn any lessons from it. We know why the bargain was struck, but does it help us in our task to stop the... Stand by one. I'm never going to remember the name of this organization as long as I live.
Disciples of Destiny.
Thank you.
If you could only have some kind of
I have my notes open right now.
hardbound document that would remind you the names of these things. We have them. They're called books.
Disciples of Destiny. I still don't see how, unfortunately, this helps us with our mission to stop the Disciples of Destiny.
Well, I mean, all things being equal, it might not have. This might be additional information for the Cossack tribe.
Yes.
Shamans work in strange ways.
I agree with that. And like I said, I'm grateful for the knowledge. I just wish I had a clearer sense of who the disciples of destiny are and why they seem so hell-bent on destroying the country.
Are they, though? One might argue that they are hell-bent on controlling the country through fear.
But they are creating these weapons of mass destruction. First, the freezing device. Now, dirigibles that shoot the land, the sides of mountains. It seems destructive to me.
Right. And if they were to wipe out a small town using these devices and use that as a threat, other cities will fall in line for fear that their communities might be next.
Part of me wonders if it's better to let them face off against the warlords and then swoop in and attack at that point. It is not the way of my training.
I understand that. And you, me, Sveta, we are such a few in number, but here's the problem. If we stand by, those of us with the knowledge and hope and optimism to stop them, if we stand by and do nothing while all of these other communities, all of these other people, the Ukrainians like us, die for the sake of waiting for these warlords to be taken down, are we any better?
No. No.
See, I knew you had it in you, and Gigi will slap you on the arm, and then he'll take several of the dirt clods that you can smell. They smell like food, not good food, but they're definitely food, and he shoves them into a pouch and pats down his robes and says, "Should we go and collect Sveta?"
Yes, and he will wait until Zetich puts another handful of the clod into his face and then smack him on the back as well. Let's go do that.
Good one. And Zetich will smile with a giant grin as they exit Zetich's tent.
With beef between his teeth. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
beef and beets.
Oh,
Because
Jesus.
he has no idea what he's doing.
Oh, my God. No. Let's go find Sveta.
Yay.
Knock, 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 knock. Sveta, are you in there?
Come in.
Don't do that. The dog will go nuts.
He's staring at me right now, like, what the hell are you doing?
I will open the tent flap and hold it for Zetich and his food pouch to go in.
His food pouch.
Zetich will nod. Does it look like Sveta is asleep, awake, half asleep?
I'm waking up and getting up out of bed.
I brought breakfast. And he sets out a small cup and pours some, what looks like maybe some more breakfast ale, and puts down, they almost look like when you're a child and you make mud pies, except a lot more lumps, and he sets them out on the table.
Oris is standing just slightly behind him, and he's like,
I'll drink the ale, but I'll look at the mud pies and in a like a face of doubting, just be like, I'm not hungry, thank you.
You can tell they're definitely made from food-like ingredients, but nothing about them is appetizing at all.
Thank you, but I am not hungry.
Oh, I totally understand that. After everything we've been through, it takes your appetite away, and he pulls it back into the pouch. As they hit the bottom of the pouch, they sound like a rock hitting leather.
Our visions gave me great perspective on your tribe, Oris. Being your bannerman, I now understand the honor and values of this tribe, and I feel you're even more worthy than ever for my support.
Well, I appreciate that. I. It's hard to explain for me why the host is so important to me, but I think what we're doing in the service of Ukraine is the right thing to do. We should check in before we head out to. What was the plan? What was the plan? We were heading out to go to where the dirigibles were, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Then yeah.
Because we now know the location of those.
Right. So we should check in before we ride to make sure that nothing new has happened since our journey, since our vision. And so we will go to Yemelev's tent and see if they're out in front sitting on the chairs or if they're inside or what.
As usual, they're outside, talking about something that appears to be really important anyway.
I will wait until instructed to approach. If I can overhear some of it, great. But I'm not like actively trying to eavesdrop. You know, if they're talking full bore, that's different. But
It's pretty obvious they're just joking around. They're various jokes about horses and various other things, mostly clean. And so you can tell they're not talking about anything important.
Well,
they haven't noticed you yet.
In that case, I will walk up and I will salute Yemelian and say,
Forrest, good morning.
Good morning.
Join us. And he motions towards a seat.
I will take a seat. And I wanted to check if there was any news before we set forth on our ride to intercept these angels screaming at the ground.
Yeah, we discussed where the base was, and as we discussed, I think it's probably best if you just scout the area.
Okay.
That's probably too much for a few men to attack.
He nods. We will do so.
Hey, Z-Teach. Or really Daniel, change your name back to Z-Teach. I had a moment, I was like, who the heck is Vasily Orlov? I was like, oh, wait a minute. All right, so yeah, when will you set off?
We will leave momentarily after two of us get breakfast.
Okay, only two?
Z-Teach has found other nourishment this morning.
And ZT will nod and take out one of the food clods and will offer it to the leaders.
And
with a big smile.
This time, like, I'm between Z-Teach and him, so I'm like with my eyes just like...
We've eaten, thank you so much. That's very, very nice of you.
I need to get up earlier. He says he puts the clod back with a big like totally naive smile on his face, and kind of jovially turns around and follows the group back out.
Okay, so yeah. So where do you guys head? What are we doing?
I don't remember where we said this was. I remember the place we went to scout the base before, but I don't remember where we determined where the actual or at least I don't have it recorded for some reason in my notes.
Okay, no worries. So it was up here.
Sorry, I'm not on that screen. Give me 1 second. Map. It's map. Oh, over there. Okay, so
Yeah. So north of where your mountain is.
right. You said about here? Is that correct?
Here.
Here. Okay. Great. And we're at the marker or no?
No, that marker is I've been reusing this map. That marker is
Just the marker.
actually where Niza is, that first village you guys came across.
Okay.
And I can't erase it because I just took a screen print of the map. You guys are actually down here.
Okay, so it's going to be a straight north ride pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Northeast.
Yeah, so Sveta and I will quickly grab some food and then head that direction.
Okay. You find by the time you've eaten that your horses are already prepared for you. They've saddled and actually all of you have full saddlebags with various trail snacks and meals that don't quite
Seem like clogs of
don't seem like that are going to travel well.
yeah.
Aren't going to spoil in an hour or something.
Oh, these have enough grease. They won't spoil.
I'm just imagining you using your sack as a strainer.
They have a lot of purposes, these food clods.
I'll be right back, by the way.
They act as soap,
No.
weights,
No.
smelling salts.
Oh my God, they're made of Una, aren't they? We haven't seen Una in like a week.
Well, okay, just to be fair, I was learning from the Cossacks, and I used every part.
I watch as Z-Teach picks the overalls out from between his teeth.
Una loves them, by the way.
No, I don't think she does.
Yeah,
He
she does.
does.
You didn't let anybody at all eat them. You don't know Una loves them.
I didn't say a word. I think perhaps maybe the next time we're back at camp, you should get the camp chefs to help teach you some of the more traditional recipes.
They were trying to this morning, but they didn't have a lot of time. So I kind of just followed behind them doing what they were doing with the clod. The part that got me, though, was that you said you weren't hungry. Seta did too, and then you guys ate a lot of breakfast. Luckily, Una loves them.
Una thinks they're awesome.
Yeah. Una ate like 5 of them.
Well, I don't know. 5 of them are probably the same size.
I imagine Una's the same as Zitish, where they're very Una's very like optimistic and happy. So I see Una going. I hand Una one, and I see Una going.
I can use this as axle grease.
Lay down. Lay down. There you go.
All right, so you guys take off. Is that where we're at?
I
Yep.
believe so.
All right, so you're riding northeast, and pretty much, I mean,
I'm gonna
you've
let Una ride with Z Teach since Una ate that stuff. I don't want to deal with it.
so yeah, so you guys have kind of been over this area. It looks similar, and you guys roll on. Oh,
Yes.
Mr. Mark, we need to do something. Go ahead and roll for me. Now, see, one thing happens when your game master rewrites your entire character sheet. He gets reminded of things that probably should have been taken care of. So roll 3d4 plus 2 non-exploding.
3d4 plus 2 non-exploding. Check. Rolling. Roll 4 plus 2 non-exploding. 11.
Okay, that's the intelligence of your swords.
Oh. Okay. Let me see if I can.
I also read the section on ruined swords, and I know a little bit more about them now
Well, good.
and how they're created.
I know it's a very long ritual.
And I thought it was rather interesting how it's typically concluded and where the personality comes from.
I don't remember if I read that or not. I think I did, but
You like kill someone with the sword and absorb their soul or something?
I know that there were. I don't have the book in front of me, but I seem to recall that they actually. There's a pretty, like, almost kind of like someone gives their essence or their energy to the sword besides the craftsman. I don't know, it's a big ritual. I don't remember the exact wording. It's been a while since I read it.
Uh-huh. I remember.
I know you do. Because you're the DM. DM knows all.
And I'm kind of excited about it. I thought it seemed kind of interesting.
Okay, I have now recorded that on the character sheet.
Nice.
I am actually going to, since we don't know yet, I'm going to actually roll attack and why don't I only have damage. Why don't I have attack on here?
Fighting. Roll the fighting skill.
Roll the fighting skill.
Isn't that how you've been doing it?
No, on the weapon it used to have attack and then there would be a damage button in the chat. All I see right now is a damage button. Yeah.
There was. Does everybody have an attack button there next to their weapon?
I have an attack plus damage.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know how to make that happen, Mark.
Yeah, because I don't know how to roll what my attack is now with my...
Well, it should be your fighting.
No, because I had a bunch of... No,
I just roll.
The Daniel, can you help me with this? I'm trying to articulate it. There was a bunch of stuff that my feats gave me that was considered into whether I was rolling the melee attacks or the ranged attack with the plasma rifle for
Wait.
my various things.
A melee attack with a plasma rifle.
No. I had melee edges for the melee weapons, and it was figuring those in for the attack. And then I had the ranged edges for the plasma rifle.
I keep hitting the wrong button here. Sorry. I don't think you have anything that affects. Crazy and an additional +1. Now the one thing is your fighting die with melee should be. Oh, I spelled frenzy wrong.
See, because like Daniel, if you throw an attack, don't you have an attack button for your weapon? That
Yes.
Yeah. So like if you hit that, go ahead and hit it. Then it shows at the bottom. It shows he can roll the damage in the chat for that weapon.
Oh, Mark, give me a second. I'll be over there in a second.
Okay.
I'm gonna take a look at what you have.
Oh, I think I know how to fix this. There it is.
Oh, did you already fix it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I need to fix it for the.
Shouldn't be damaged.
Right,
Stop
that's what I'm
moving things.
Oh,
If you stop moving things, I can fix it.
Okay.
It should be this.
Yeah.
There you go.
He's fixing it.
Oh, you just change the drop down to attack
Yeah.
plus damage,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. There you go.
That gear?
No, when I clicked the gear, it just made the description disappear because I was trying that.
Go ahead and hit your attack plus damage. You might have to close your character sheet.
I think it did it. Yeah, it did it.
No. Now, the problem is here, and I think it was always this way, Mark, and I don't know how to change this, and maybe, a lot of us have to go early today, so we need to move along.
Yeah.
But the only one of your edges that actually affects the roll is is Master at Arms. Wow, bunch of typos in here. Anyway, it increases hero's parry an additional +1, and his fighting bonus damage die is now a D10.
Right.
Right? So if you look at what you rolled, it rolled a D6. And I don't know how to fix that.
Okay, I can try and play around with that. See if we can figure out how to do it.
Yeah, I don't know how to fix that part. Okay. Anyways,
Yeah.
so
Can you just add it to my plasma rifle real quick too?
oh yeah.
Thank
Well,
you.
you can too, I think.
No, I was trying to, and I can't seem to do it.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Thank you.
And matter of fact, I'll add it to your pistol. There you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I thought I gave you permission to edit. Can be edited and controlled by all players.
Yeah. For whatever reason, when I hit the gear, it just hides the description, it doesn't actually do anything.
Oh, okay. All right. So you guys are riding north.
Yes.
You ride ahead, and um, after about 4 hours, um, you took off. It's about noonish. You guys can stop for lunch if you'd like. You're on kind of a high plateau right at the moment. Just the land raises a little here. And are you stopping for lunch?
I look back to see if Z-Teach is feeding himself an Uno from the Claude thing.
No, he is not. Z-Teach and Una seem to be singing something, that a song that they actually both knew, which is fairly strange. They knew it by different names in different languages, but the tune is hauntingly beautiful.
Then, sure, let's stop for lunch, and we'll
All right.
heat
Yeah,
sandwiches
sounds good.
and melt cheese and.
All right. So unless you guys want to do something else, it's uneventful, and I guess you guys head on.
Yep.
Okay. Coming up towards evening, you guys hear this bleeding, I guess, as not T's, not D's. The bleeding of some kind of young animal, it seems. And you've entered an area where there's boulders and very small ravines and such. It's kind of a rough area. And so you can hear it coming from about 50 yards off to the left of you. And just sounds like something uncomfortable or in pain or something. You're not sure.
How dark is it? Oh, it's lunchtime.
No. It's 4 hours after. It's about 4:30 in the evening.
Okay.
Oh, that's an awful pun.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
So you guys.
Is it? So I'm trying. Is there something obscuring between us and it?
Yeah, there's a large kind of couple boulders and such between you and a little bit of a ravine thing. So you can't quite see what it is now.
Okay. Is there a way to safely skirt around the edges of the boulder till we can?
Yeah,
get some
yeah,
kind of-
you can do that.
All right.
All right.
So you skirt around, and the ravine kind of makes a big dip right there, and so you can see that you're on the other side of the boulder, but you still can't see it because there's like a little bit of a hole there.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to have to kind of walk up to it.
Is it too steep of an incline for the horses to go down?
Oh, it's barely well, it's probably man-sized, the hole on just the other side of this boulder. So it's not tiny little trenches, more like than ravines. So yeah, you'd probably want to dismount and walk up and look down.
That's what the DM wants us to do.
I'm just saying.
Sveta, what do you think?
Yeah, I'll go look. So I'll dismount and go look over the hole.
All right. You find a tiny one of these stuck in a hole.
Those were the things that we saw stampeding that one time, wasn't it?
That's right. That's
But much
right.
smaller.
Everybody make a notice roll.
Notice me, senpai.
I think I just threw up in my mouth a little bit. Oh, my shoes on a D12.
Sabosaurus.
Right, save us, Orist.
Yeah, I did it roll. I swear.
No.
No.
There we go.
There you are. All right, there's a 5. That's a success. You just kind of, you are focused, hyper focused on this noise, and something kind of tickles the back of your head, and you kind of look behind you, and all of a sudden you realize that, I mean, one, there wasn't a lot of grass here, and the ground's kind of tore up anyway, but you suddenly start seeing there's like a whole bunch of animal prints, like some giant herd had just gone past this area.
So, Mama's coming back at some point.
I'm going to scan the direction that the prints are coming from and went, and does it seem like I see any on the horizon? Or
So you guys are going northwest. It looks like the prints are going west,
okay,
away from the mountains. And you look in that direction and you don't see anything.
okay.
It's, I mean, you can see a ways, miles.
So, what do I know about this thing?
They're very tough. They're MDC creatures. They eat anything in their path, you know, plants, people, cats and dogs.
Has anyone been able to tame them?
I don't know about your dimension, but in this dimension, no.
Okay, and how when you said small version, those other ones were gigantic. How small is this? How small a small version is this?
It is about the size of a small German Shepherd.
That's pretty small.
And are these normally good eats, or?
You don't know of anybody that's eaten them.
Okay.
Normally people just avoid them, and it's sitting there and crying and kind of
How far down?
about 4.5 feet. I mean,
So
it
we would
looks
have to
like
get
he
down
just
in
ran
there.
by and just plopped into the hole and nobody noticed. I'm sorry, what was your last question?
Does he look scared and ferocious, like he's gonna bite anybody that, or is he like a?
He looks like a scared little baby.
Okay. ZT will turn to the group with puppy dog eyes. Can
Giant
we
round,
keep him?
giant round saucers that quiver.
Can we keep him?
I don't
think it's wise to keep him.
I mean, we can try and tame it. Can I get my rope and try and calm him down and rope him to pull him out?
You can try. He
Is that how you want to do that? ZT will ask.
I mean, we'll need to bind him to carry him out so that he doesn't hurt us on the way out.
You said small German Shepherd, right? So like 30 pounds.
Probably a little more dense than a German Shepherd, so probably
And if it's
40 or
small
50
and just a
pounds.
baby and doesn't have its like horns or crazy claws yet,
It doesn't.
I
It
can
doesn't
just pick
even-
it up.
Okay, so it doesn't even have the claws.
No.
Oh, okay,
Z-Teach will point into the
Has a
hole
tiny little nub of a horn.
okay.
and will close his eyes, and he'll start humming that same tune from before, but this time it kind of carries on the wind. And as he's speaking it, it's everybody in the area finds it kind of difficult to not shut their eyes as he casts slumber.
Okay.
Did you legit
And you've got a raise. Yeah, so the thing you see it kind of stops for half a second, and then it kneels down and it crosses its paws, and it puts its head on its paws, and it's not moving.
And
You
I
can see
just
it's
want to.
breathing.
I just want to check here. Did Sveta and I just fall off our horse?
No, that was fluff.
Oh, okay, I'm just making sure.
No, that's a good question, but no, it's fluff. So in order to attempt to wake up, if we do, like, for example, if we would go down and pick it up, it's going to be at a -2 spirit roll to wake up.
Okay.
Okay. So I'll go down in the hole and pick it up. And just
All right.
lug it over my shoulder fireman style, I guess.
Yeah, you probably put one leg down the hole and pick it up.
Yeah.
But yeah, you pick it up and step out of the hole, and you're standing there holding a baby one of these things, a rhino buffalo.
All right. Now what? Should I put it down?
I'd say give it to Z-Teach and
we carrying this
Yeah.
somewhere?
So I'll put it on the back of the cart of the horse,
Okay.
and I'll have Una ride with one of you guys.
Yeah, I'll take him.
Okay. Now, the claws aren't like this. The horns are still growing, but he does have those teeth.
Okay.
Just so you know.
So I will make sure to tie a muzzle around his mouth,
Okay.
And,
gently, like tying it.
and Orist says he is your responsibility. I'm not picking up after him.
Yes, Dad.
How long does your sleep last?
An hour.
Okay. All right. So you guys head off at least another hour.
If you are going to keep him, what are you going to name him?
I know.
Ina?
I know.
I know?
I know the rhino.
Oh my god.
Fair enough.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. First, I don't want to name him until I am sure that I can safely work with him.
Oh, so you don't know?
Well, I'm gonna try.
No, you said his name was I know. It's really I don't.
Oh, that's clever.
All right.
I
How
So
know.
about Russell? The bottom of the picture has Russell 06.
A little shy of an hour later, I will take it down and have food and water ready for it.
Okay.
And then I will attempt to be nice to it for a little bit. And then, I mean, all things considered, yes, Z-Teach wants to try and, train it. But Daniel Pike, the player, understands that that may not be possible. So he's also looking for animal tracks and seeing if we can hand it off to its mother.
Well, you guys are going the opposite direction of the track.
Well, then it's not going to be very successful.
So it starts waking up and obviously drowsy and looking around. And is it tied or what's its condition?
So it will have like a harness tied, and it's tied to, it's tied to me in my power armor, but my clamshell is open, like my head is open, my
Okay.
face is open, and I'm gonna be sitting near it, trying to calm it.
Okay. All right. So it starts to wake up and it sees you, and it raises its back hips and kind of almost cat-like, puts the paws down and the head up and then pounces up and then down and like it's making some kind of attack stuff, and it's making kind of aggressive noises, and it smells the water and it starts to drink. And then what food did you give it?
It has carnivore like teeth, so I gave it some of the steak that I've been saving.
Okay. All right. And it just gobbles that down pretty quick.
Okay.
And then it
See,
kind of backs.
I'm taking issue with this because when you really want to make friends, you give it steak, but to your actual friends, you give food clods.
That I prepared. I prepared those with my own 2 hands. The steak is just steak.
It backs up a little bit and tries to make a face like here in the picture, and but it's not quite so menacing looking, coming from a puppy rhino buffalo.
Shh, shh, shh. Calm.
Where the heck is ZT? Oh, there you are. Make a persuasion roll.
I knew you were going to ask that. I was hoping for spirit. Oh, look, a Benny.
Oh, wait a minute. Let me fix that.
Yeah, you need to fix that.
There you go.
Oh, sweet. Come on, character sheet. Don't be in the way, yo. I'm trying to drag it out, but it's not letting me.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah.
The character sheet?
No, the bennies. I'm trying to drag a benny out.
Oh, yeah, I was having problems with that also earlier. Try again, though.
Yeah, Mark has. All of us have had problems with that on occasion.
Well, it works for me.
I got a 7. After using a benny, so I'll just keep track of my bennies.
Okay.
Oh wait, maybe that wasn't me. Hold on, that might not have been.
No, that was mine.
No,
I was trying to delete yours.
Z-Teach got a 7. I don't see Zveta's.
He tried to drag out a Benny and he couldn't. He went ahead and rolled even though he couldn't pull out the Benny.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Wow. So you got
So the bennies at the bottom don't have names on them for me.
You don't see Draugen, Z-Teach, Shinkansen, and Sveta?
That's probably
Try
just
the
your-
second one. You're the second one for me.
Oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to use this laptop. I'm trying to use it. That's why it wasn't letting me. I was trying to use Mark's.
Yeah, that'd be a problem.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
All right, yeah, no problem. So, so what are you actually doing? Are you just trying to pet it, or?
Yeah, I'm trying to like calm it down from feeling like it needs to attack me, and then I'm going to like calmly start to slowly try to approach it, not threatening. So I'm gonna be pretty low because I'm much larger than it is, but I'm also gonna be trying to offer it food from my hand.
Okay. Well, it seems pretty wary at first, and but it moves up and it takes the food from your hand really quickly the first time. You sit there and do this, it's going to take you like half an hour or more. But eventually it actually moves up next to you and is taking the food calmly from your hand.
So, both of you, this process might be a longer process, but I'm not sure what we should do with this animal if not this. Do you feel that it's too young to find its herd on its own?
Most likely.
Because I figured I would try to get it used to us enough that it can jog with us while on a leash. Or I can just continually put it in slumber until we have spaces where we can work with it.
Either way. He is your responsibility now. I am not picking up after him.
Okay, so once it gets a little bit not too hesitant, I'm going to try to kind of not necessarily pull it, but try to lead it with the rope tied to the harness.
It follows you.
Okay. I'll continue to cut off small pieces of like horse turkey or whatever we've got from the survival rations or whatever, and I will try to keep that going as we begin to move again.
Okay. You guys begin to move, and it's not having any problem keeping up with you guys. It's pretty quick. So you guys move on for about 3 hours, and you can see it's not dark yet, but it's going to be dark soon. And you're in an area, it's not forest, it's not woods, but there are occasional trees.
Well, let's make camp near a tree. That's near the road. If there's not one near the road, then never mind. And we'll just tie Z-Teach off before we go to sleep. Like if there's a solitary tree near the road, then that seems like an interesting place to camp.
Yeah, there is actually. It's not a large tree, but yeah, it's no fruit or anything. But yes, there's a tree.
Okay.
Deciduous. Hey, Z-Teach?
Yes.
Wait, what's your riding order? Are you guys 3 abreast or in line or?
Yeah, probably 3 next to each other.
They're probably keeping the pace slow for me anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, so, I mean, you probably have to be a little ahead to be pulling Z-Teach's horse. I forgot about that. But why don't all 3 of you make a notice roll? Orist and Sveta, you have a -1. Z-Teach, you make it at a normal roll.
Wow. I am not rolling well tonight.
What's that over there? I got 1 right, 1 success.
I also got 1 success, yeah.
Well, right, yeah. So all 3 of you, 2 of you with a -1 and Z-Teach without a -1, you notice that every once in a while, your little puppy, Rhino Buffalo, stops and cocks its head like it's listening, and looks back behind you, and then begins to trot again.
Any chance I can listen for what it's listening for?
Sure.
This is so not going to work.
Yeah, no,
Look,
you don't.
my shoes.
How dark is it?
Not dark yet, getting dark.
I would like to cast Farsight
Okay.
from my suit and see if I can see behind us and see what maybe following us, what it's hearing.
Okay. Is it just normal sight, just far off?
Yeah, it's binoculars.
Oh, okay.
And that's a point. And then I'll make another notice roll. 1 second. I am trying to make sure I'm tabulating. Oh, was that too dark?
Yeah, you're still just as dark because it's now created a
It's
silhouette
behind.
of you.
It's behind me. Yeah.
Yeah.
10.
Yeah, you see, you can see back pretty far and you don't see anything.
Okay.
Actually, make one more roll there, Z-Teach. Yeah, no, you don't see anything. I mean, there was like half a second where maybe you thought you did, but no, you don't see anything.
Okay. What do you hear, little buddy? And I'll continue along my way.
Okay. So you guys get to the tree, and how are you setting up camp?
Give us 1 second. Mark's getting some ice water.
Oh, yeah, that sounds good.
So we set up camp as per usual, but Chink Hansen is going to take first watch. Z-Teach will strap Russell to the tree, and he will set up his tent outside of reach, but no, Russell, because that's the name on the artwork. He'll put the tent nearby so that he can, if there's an issue, he can go and help out. And we'll set up Uno with him.
Okay.
Z-Teach will set up Uno with Z-Teach.
Okay. Sveta?
Sorry, he said we're all setting up tents.
Yeah, near this tree on the side of the road.
Yeah, it sounds good. I'll set up my tent as well. He said Shinkansen's doing first watch. I'll take second.
Okay.
And yeah.
And Z-Teach and Uno will take third because we're going to cook breakfast.
Oh God.
Oh, that's awesome. All right.
I hope something shows up in the middle of the night to disrupt those plans.
Can we take a bio real quick?
Take a what?
Can we take a bio break really quick?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
Yeah. Be right back.
Welcome back.
Thanks. I'm actually gonna throw the Twitch stream to a 60-second ad break. Because I too need to use the restroom. Okay, I have returned.
Welcome back.
Thank you. So, one of the issues is that I have so much more space here that the way I had my stuff set up previously, the cables aren't long enough.
I'm back.
Welcome
That's
back.
funny.
Yeah.
So how has that affected you?
Oh, well, my camera is not quite in the right spot. My microphone's not quite in the right spot. But it's a work in progress. But the the dust bunnies are bad too. They like sneak up on you.
The dust bunnies?
Oh, you didn't see Daniel sneaking up behind me.
Oh, no, I was looking at something else. Sorry.
Yeah. He was very slowly and awkwardly sneaking up behind me. And
I
he
see.
said right before we started playing, "Hey, I'm making coffee. Would you like one?" And I'm like, "No, I'm fine." And then, like, we were getting into description of something, and I'm like, so
Yeah, I noticed that.
I went and got a coffee. Sorry.
All right. So, Z-Teach set up a tent outside of the reach of his Russell, and Sveta set up a tent. And what were you doing while they were doing that?
First off, are there any tree lines within visual distance of here?
No.
Okay, so then we don't need to tie a cord to Z-Teach, so that's fine. I'll set up a tent a little bit farther away from the camp.
Okay.
Like half out of the firelight, the glow
Okay.
of the fire. And I'll start the fire, and start preparing some rations, and that's it.
Okay. While you're doing that, you're bent over starting the fire. The tree behind that you set up next to explodes.
Eight.
From some kind of shot or something that seems to have missed everybody.
Well, that's
Is Russell okay?
Yeah, Russ. Well, he's scared because the tree just exploded. Right at about chest level, some kind of energy weapon or something hit the tree. And so the first thing I think we're going to do is we are going to deal some cards.
yay cards. I like cards.
Was Russell tied to the tree?
He was.
But he's still tied to the tree because it exploded at chest height.
I'm guessing you want this jack.
I can't see it. Hold on. I'm trying to get there. What's my second one?
Well, you were dealt a two of spades.
Oh yeah, the jack's much better. Yes.
All right, come on, take.
So
Second, there we go. All right, let me put it in order. There you go. All right. So Shinkansen.
So, technical question. My turn order is gone. I had put it in the right side over the chat earlier, and now I can't find it at all.
Well, at the risk of blowing up my computer, usually that's what happens when I open up Twitch. Let me see what your screen looks like.
Let me switch to that screen so that you can see it better. I'd moved it over to the right side, to the right of the jack at the top because...
Well, it's probably over here to the left underneath Ztich, Sveta, and Orist.
Let me see. Negative Ghost Rider.
So sometimes they minimize into like really small, almost like icons, like your character sheet can and your turn order can. But as a GM, I have often had to unshare and reshare things like turn order.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Can everybody
Oh,
else
yeah.
see it?
Yes.
I can see it.
You could just tell Mark when it's his turn.
Yeah, let's do that just because of everybody needs to go quick. I
Okay.
don't see how to share it, and Daniel can explain that to me later. So you go net. You're up first, Shinkansen.
Well, I guess I'm going to... now, can I use a Benny to raise my roll or no? Like raise the die on a roll or just re-roll?
Just reroll.
Okay, well, I guess I'm going to pull out my gun, and I'm going.
Okay.
If I use my scope on my gun, does it become shooting instead of notice?
Sure.
Okay, so I'm going to try and locate where that shot came from, and I'm going to use a Benny because that sucked. Shinkansen. Also, FYI, it's doing that thing where I have one more Benny than I actually do.
Oh, okay.
And then shooting again.
Wow.
No, I'm spending another Benny. Because this is important. This is important. And that's dumb. And I'm better than this.
Huh. It shows me that you're using the Benny, but I don't see where. Oh, I know why. Oh, shoot. No.
Yeah, I did just shoot.
Wow.
You know what? No, screw this is dumb noise. I'm using my last Benny. That's it. I'm all in on this thing. This is ridiculous. It's actually not letting me drag my last Benny out.
All right, just a second. I'm not even in the game at the moment. I accidentally hit a button. I was trying to zoom in on something and I hit the wrong button. Oops. All right, I'm back. There we go.
That's a bunch of hoo-ha right there.
Huh? Well, you have a success.
Yeah, thank God. After 4 bennies, or 3 bennies, I should hope so.
So you have one left.
No, I have none left. It says I have one more than I do.
Oh, on my screen it says you have 2, but when I open your thing is 1 in there, so I don't know what's going on.
And I can't drag the 1 out, so that's why I didn't.
I got you. All right, so here's what happens. You can kind of deduce the direction the shot comes from. You look in that area through your scope, and you think you see movement, but you really don't see anything. So
I will call out movement at 265 if that's what the whatever.
Sure. You can take a shot that direction with a huge minus, basically shooting blind.
I will take a shot that direction with a huge minus, although it does negate 2. My rifle.
Yeah, it's going to be -5 because you're just shooting in a direction.
So it's really -3.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's do that. So in that case, I come down and I switch to my character sheet just for you. So it's on the stream. And I come down to and I have no idea what I rolled. I rolled a 9 minus 3 is 6.
You didn't. This is a plasma gun, so you'd expect kind of a splash when it hits something.
Yeah.
You didn't see that.
Okay. But everybody else can see what direction I just shot at, on top of saying what direction I saw movement at, and that's it.
That's correct.
The only last thing I'd like to do is, how far is it to the nearest tent?
You set up a little bit out of.
Yeah, my tent was a little bit out of the ways, but I don't know exactly how far it is to the others.
Probably about 20 feet.
Okay, I should be able to move that. I'll just move to take cover behind one of the tents. That's it.
Okay.
And that's my turn.
Okay. My turn is next, since you can't see the sheet. And there's a shot that you just see this flash of light go past you as you're running. And Sveta, there's this, you see something whiz past you. And there's another shot that hits where Shinkansen was. Man, I roll really bad. All right, Z-Teach.
So this armor has farsight, and I can't remember if it has night vision or thermal vision as another one.
Did you put it on your character sheet?
No, I was looking for it. I don't even see my armor on here, like the stats.
I didn't delete yours.
I believe it was thermal vision because I think I remember you using.
You think that came up? Yeah.
I had thermal vision. No, I had night vision. You had thermal vision.
Okay.
It says right here on your character sheet, it says minimum, it has far sight and dark sight.
Oh, there you go.
All right.
So I would like to activate. Okay, first, where are you seeing that?
If you look up your armor, it says combat mage, heavy, EBA, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, I added it to the list. Awesome. Yep.
And if you look right underneath it, it's right there.
Awesome. Thank you. I was looking for that up above. So I would like to activate Dark Sight
Okay.
and see if I can see where they're coming from.
So dark sight's going to basically kind of let you see things like it's daylight.
Okay.
Is it nighttime yet?
Is that how you're going to interpret that too?
I thought it was nighttime.
It is.
Okay.
Well,
Yes.
it's dusk, but yeah.
So that I mean, it's up to you on how you want dark vision or whatever this is to work. But
Well, I'm not sure how the rule book interprets it, but I was just curious your thoughts. But okay. Go ahead and make a notice roll before you shoot or spell or whatever. Yeah, you
oh my
see,
goodness.
it's obvious the direction the shots are coming from. You saw Shinkansen shoot that direction, but you don't see anything.
Then I will cast deflection
Okay.
on 1, 2, 3. Is Una asleep or hiding?
Yeah, he's behind you.
Okay. I'll cast it on 5 of us.
Okay.
So that's gonna be a hell of a lot of skill points. Awesome.
Yeah, you're good.
Yep.
With a raise.
And that's one.
So that raise should save you some power points.
Yeah, it saves me 1 power point. It's a -4 to all attacks versus all of us, including Russell.
Okay.
Okay. That's a 2. And that's my turn. And that lasts for 5 rounds, so I'll keep track of that.
Okay. Good. So, all right, Sveta.
Could I also use shooting to try and see where the thing is?
Sure.
Hey.
So, you look in that direction, and I'm talking to Chris, not to Sveta, because what I'm about to say would mean nothing to Sveta. But you see, and you're not sure, it's 2 or 3 shapes that kind of look like the Predator. When it's that kind of ripply, invisible look, you see that move in that direction.
Huh.
And if you want, you can shoot at one of the ripples. Shoot at the ripples.
Yeah, I'll shoot it. How far is it?
30 meters.
Okay.
Or inches.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll shoot an arrow at it, and I'm gonna enchant it with. Copper, the one that bursts into flame on impact.
Okay. All of these are MDC?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And so my bow has a range of 15, 30, 60, so is that -2 at 30? Which would be ignored by my marksman skill.
Okay, you're good.
So.
I'm doing math in my head.
Yeah.
So you miss.
Okay. I will announce to the others that trying to think of how she would explain it. I saw a mirage in the shape of a person, or in the shape of like two or three people over in that direction.
Okay.
I
We'll
guess
go
that'd
ahead.
be the closest way she could explain it.
Right. We're going to go ahead and deal because that's everybody. Shinkansen, you got an 8 of hearts.
What's,
and your second
well,
card.
I'm taking the 8, I guess.
Sorry.
That's fine.
All right, let me put this in order. And looks like I go
Wow.
first.
Aces and eights.
It is ace and eights. Oh my goodness. Let's see how that works out. Wow, I can't roll for anything.
Sveta, how far?
30 feet.
A blast goes right by you, Sveta.
30 meters?
Is that how we're measuring things? Yes, the 30 meters.
The game says inches, but whatever, yeah. If I had a map up here of this engagement, it'd be 30 squares.
Okay.
Okay.
You guys see a ball, but it's like got electricity around it, kind of floating on a parabolic arc, and kind of lands in the middle of the camp, and then explodes with this kind of electric net. And so everybody needs to make a vigor roll. Two successes. 3 successes. And wow. 5 successes, or 4. And oh yeah, I might as well roll for Russell. Russell is kind of curled up, and there's like this electric little net around him, and you can tell he can't move.
You're on mute.
I am.
Is he hurt? Is Russell hurt? Like,
No,
is it hurting
just
him?
looks like he's kind of in an electrified net or something.
Okay.
No damage. Game terms, he's
Like held or grappled?
starts with an S.
Snared?
No,
Stunned?
when it's not stunned, is it? It's golly, it's been too long since we played, guys. I forgot the rules of the game.
Well, it's fine. Stunned works.
Well, no, when you get hit and you're not wounded, you're what? Shaken.
Shaken.
Shaken, yeah.
Got it.
And for you guys,
Oops.
now we know. So yeah, somehow you feel the electricity kind of hit you, but because of your power armor, your metal skin, your whatever, this electric net thing doesn't quite grab you. And a shot does hit you, Forest. And what is your armor is 7, right?
Correct. My total is 12.
All right. Is 12, right. So it hits you, but the damage doesn't get through your toughness armor. But there's this yellow blast that hits you literally right in the chest, right over the heart. And but your armor saves you. And so Sveta, you're next.
I want to keep trying with the bow.
All right.
And
You're still, now that you've detected them, you're still following the ripples.
okay.
Oh, the ripples.
The riffles.
Yeah, you miss. Why is it a D4?
I don't know.
What are you rolling?
I should be rolling shooting, which is a D10.
What button are you pressing?
The one next to my bow.
Yeah, I don't think that works for some bizarre reason. Just go ahead and hit shooting.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, it's a million times better.
Is that what you rolled before?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you rolled a D. Yeah, this is a D4. No wonder you missed. Okay. Yeah, you hit. And so go ahead and roll your damage.
And then
Yeah, another D6.
I don't remember how.
Left hand side, there's a little toolbar. There's a die. Just mouse hover over the die and then click on the D6.
And the D6 is for the fire?
No, the D6 is because you have a raise.
Oh.
Isn't that how we did that?
Yeah,
I don't know.
that's correct.
That's how we're doing it now. Okay. So you did you did 11 plus 3 is 14. Yeah, so bam. Okay. So a couple of things happen. One of the things that happens is, why didn't that work? What the heck is going on? Come on, work. I'm trying to change your view and I can't seem to be able to do that. There we go. There we go. I'm having to step it up because when I try to go the full distance, it zips back. There you go.
That's a cool looking dude.
No, he's
So-
not cool looking. Kill him.
So, you see this guy, and you hit him, and bam, you hit him, and he just first kind of the ripple effect goes away, and you see him, and he just crumples to the ground.
All right.
So Shinkansen, you're next.
Are there any more ripples? Because we saw, like, you said I saw like 2 or 3. I didn't know.
You do still see some, yes.
Oh, okay.
So I will pull my infrared binoculars. I'm making sure I want to do that. Yeah. I've got infrared distancing binoculars. I'm going to pull those out, put it on top of the scope. So I'm holding it with one hand, and kind of aiming through it and shooting if I can see them through it.
Okay. So let me tell you what you're really doing. You're wearing the goggles like you're supposed to, and you're looking through the scope normally.
Correct.
Notice roll.
Stand by one. I got a success.
So you think you see a ripple, you're not sure.
So they're not
Is
showing
it-
up on infrared.
Not with that roll.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna take the shot anyways.
Okay.
So actually, I'll take both shots. I obviously missed the first one, but maybe on the second one.
Yeah, you're gonna miss with both.
Okay.
But you do put a hole. You thought you saw a ripple near a tree, and you put a hole through the tree.
Okay. And then I'm going to. How much of that tree where Russell was is left?
Chest high and down.
Okay, I'm gonna attempt to move behind it,
Okay.
putting me in the general direction of the ripples there.
Okay. You
And
can
that's
do
my
that.
shot.
Okay. Z teach.
How far away was the one that downed?
That was right about 30.
Okay, so it looks like they're probably staying around the same distance.
That's correct.
Okay. In theory, since I can't see any of them. I am still.
There's one tree in that direction, and Oris put a hole through it.
I am going to, since I have dark vision on, I'm going to try to see the fringes or the fringe mirage that Seta was describing. And I'm also going to not close my eyes, but I'm also going to focus really intently on the back of Bullet Train's head as I cast another spell. Trying to sharpen his senses when firing.
Okay.
So I'll roll notice first, and then I'll roll boost trait. So notice first. And then boost trait activation. I'll take that.
Yeah, there you go. All right. And so
So-
how much is that going to boost this trait?
Okay, so with a raise, it raises 2 dice.
So
it's
now it's a D8 instead of a D4.
No, sorry, I was boosting his shooting. Oh wait, no, I guess I'll boost his notice. That makes
notice
sense.
would be better.
Yeah, I'll boost his notice. Yeah. I'm trying to sharpen his eyes, so that he has like the eyes of so he has a vision of like a hawk.
Right. His shooting. Yeah, so if you did shooting, I'm just telling you, it would go from
D10.
it'd go from a D10 to a D12.
A D12 plus 1, right?
1, 2. No, because it'd go 11, 12. 2.
Well,
You said 2, right?
2.
Oh, because there is no
types.
11. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's no 11 dice.
Yeah.
You're
I
right.
was like,
Yeah.
So, but either way, I think in this situation, I wasn't thinking clearly. Notice, I think, would be a better.
Yeah,
since
so
if-
that's going to give you a D8.
Since he's so oblivious normally, it would help with his notice.
and,
Yeah,
and,
you back 2 seconds.
Okay.
and Shinkansen notices what you're doing now and nods to you.
Oh, look, my shoes. They're beautiful shoes.
They are shiny.
All right. Okay, yeah, so that goes off. That happens.
And I'm gonna, okay, so those happen, and then one second. 4 rounds deflection. Boop. Okay, I'm good, thank you.
Okay. All right. I can see now. And that's a -2, 5. What's it a minus?
It's a -4 to anyone attacking any of the 5 of us.
Oh wow. Okay. All right.
Because I rolled really, really well when activating it.
Great. All right. So I have to deal now for everybody. All right. And your card, Mark. You can have a 9 or a queen.
I'll take the queen.
All right. So let me put this in order. So Sveta, your turn.
I will continue shooting. This time shooting with steel instead of the fire. Because the fire didn't seem to do anything last time.
Well, I mean, you killed him with the arrow, so.
Yeah.
I mean, he is laying on the ground burning, but.
Yeah. Where's my shooting? Whoop. You can ignore the bottom one and just go with the 5.
Is that you, Daniel?
Or you could spend a Benny,
Yeah, I'll spend a penny.
and we'll go with the second one.
Yeah, that'd be better.
All right. So you hit him. So go ahead and roll your damage.
Mm-hmm. And that's 1 armor piercing. No, it's 2 armor piercing.
All right. So you've hit the guy, and what you see is the ripples go away, and the guy, he's like, he's still standing there, and he's got an arrow sticking out of his right shoulder. And he's got a bow in his hand, and you see he's reaching, he's trying to, with the pain of the arrow in his shoulder, he's trying to reach back for an arrow behind him. And Z-Teach. Drink coffee, Mark.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Z-Teach. Oh, okay.
Yep. I'm here. I am going to cast Slumber on the one I can see.
Okay. There you go.
So, a spirit roll at a -2 to see if it affects them. It's like a saving throw.
Yeah, so it hits him, and he just kind of collapses to the ground.
And Azitish is going to like push Una and like holding himself over Russell as he continues to try to spot the
Oh yeah, let me
other person.
Russell seems to shake off the effects of that electric net thing.
Cool.
Bullet train.
Okay. So I'm going to take a look with the infrared down the scope and see if I can see any of them on infrared this time. As soon as I find my notice. So notice is now a D8.
Well, just use the regular dice. Just make sure it's exploding.
Yeah. That's what I was gonna do.
instead of the character sheet.
D8 exclamation point. I got a 4.
I'm gonna let you roll again.
I got a 7.
There you go. You see a ripple.
Okay. So I see a ripple. They are not. I can confirm now they are not showing up on infrared.
Now you see a little bit of a glow, but it's really subtle.
Okay.
So, you know, whatever they're doing is masking like 95% of their heat signature.
Okay, got it. Okay, so then in that case, I will shoot twice at the ripple. Eventually. Shoot. I do negate two difficulty things. I don't know if that matters or not.
Yeah, that second one will hit.
Okay. So then damage 22.
Wow. So you see like you're aiming. You took the first shot and it hit the ripple but didn't seem to do anything. And you're just like, I don't know, I'm just shooting at a ripple. And all of a sudden like there's like the effect kind of parts a little bit and you see this glow and you aim right for that glow. And the plasma bolt hits and there's kind of this shattering and the ripple goes away. And as it's going away, you see the plasma bolt just plow right into this guy's chest. And you see sparks come out behind him and he just crumples to the ground.
And I shout, bullseye.
And all of you sit there with your weapons raised or wands raised or whatever you're doing, and you're waiting. And 30 seconds go by, a minute goes by, and there's no more shots. You don't hear any movement.
What happened to the one guy that had the arrow sticking out of his shoulder?
He's
went to
napping.
sleep.
Yeah, you can see him
right.
napping.
Right, okay.
Which is great because that means we actually have a live person to interrogate.
Yeah.
And
But the
the other
spell-
one's technically still alive too, I think.
No, there's 2 dead.
Oh, he was burning last I heard. Okay.
No, he's burning.
Yes, the body is burning.
Oh, the body is burning. Okay, great. Yeah, sure, no problem. So, great. Then I'll go over and separate the sleeping one, and then I really want to look to see if it was an item or something that was generating that effect.
Well, tie him up first.
Yeah, we'll tie him up.
Okay, so a couple things you notice. When you get up there, he is in a hardened MDC armor.
Mm-hmm.
You can't tell whether it's strength enhancing or not, but he is in some pretty fancy armor. That's the first thing you notice.
We'll go ahead and strip him of that too.
Okay, so you take that off. As you're taking it off, you notice underneath, you see like the sash that kind of goes over the shoulder and has the knives attached.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You have to move that to get to the armor. And whoop, wrong one. There you go. And you see that right over the heart.
Of course we do. I turned to Z-Teach. He's one of yours. Of course he is.
So he's got a bow, and the arrows are kind of weird. There's no rifle or anything, so you have to deduce that he was shooting these arrows at you, and somehow they were turning into some kind of energy beam.
Zeta,
Yes.
These seem. It seems like you would have more knowledge on both this armor and these weapons. What do you think?
I can look at the armors and tell you what metals they're made of, but
Yeah, they're pretty high tech.
But you're
Is
the
it-
only one who
Yeah, I mean-
uses arrows. Perhaps you should take and use these.
yeah. John, looking at them, can I tell if they're magic based or technology based?
You can't.
Hmm.
I mean, they look like technical things,
Yeah, I would
but
assume they are.
there's somebody who's probably better equipped at that.
Yeah.
You guys get
Oh,
the
yeah.
armor off. You get. He just looks like a normal human. He's got brown hair, brown eyes, but you get you get him stripped, and he's in basically long sleeve, He's in Under Armour basically.
Okay.
Thick Under Armour underneath the armor. The armor, I mean, you can tell this. I mean, you're used to technological things, Orist. This armor is wickedly high tech.
Yeah, we're gonna
And,
gather as many salvageable parts of it as we can from the three
Yeah.
of them.
Let's get Una to take a look at all this. And
Yeah. And
I don't know.
I'm still searching for whatever it was that was on it. Do I need to do a notice roll?
Well, you'd probably need a tech roll, but you don't see anything external that seems like it would do that.
Okay. It
Why
could
don't
be
you
built
make
into the
a,
armor for all we know.
It might be. Why don't you make a smarts roll?
Can I also make a smarts roll?
All of you can make a smarts roll.
My shoes.
My rolling is not. Wait. Okay, there it is.
Yeah, once you get all the loose cloth off him, you know, the only thing you see underneath is this slick armor. And so I mean, you think Z-Teach, you sit there and you think whatever was creating this stealth effect had to be coming from the armor.
So after this armor has been removed from him, Z-Teach knows he is not a person who gets information from people. So he will help Una gather this armor, which looks pretty undamaged, and the other two armors, which are in states of differing disrepair. Repair.
Yeah, well, this one has a hole in the right shoulder where
Okay.
an arrow went through.
So we might be able to replace another shoulder with this shoulder, but Z-Teach is looking at it as he doesn't know if it would fit Sveta, or if it's better
No.
than his, or if it's better armor than bullet trains.
As he sees you cogitating, he says, "This would be advantageous for you because it would keep you out of sight."
Depending on how it works.
All three of these people, well, you took the armor off all three of these guys are ripped, but they're not beefy at all. They're ripped like marathon runner kind of guys. You know, it's obviously they're built for agility and speed, not straight up hacking and sacking kind of thing.
Nice.
So we got we definitely have one full set because we can replace the shoulder with the other one, but then we have two partial sets of this armor for Una to look at. And then how many arrows amongst the three of them were we able to gather up? There might not have been any from the one guy that was burning.
Yeah, 13.
13.
Yeah.
13 unknown arrows. and we'll give those to Svet. We'll put those in one of the quivers that they were carrying, and give it to Sveta. And then there's 2 bows left.
Yes, 2 bows.
I will say to Sveta, I know you are particular about your bows, but it may turn out that these arrows are only operate with one of these bows, so I think it's a good idea that we take the 2 remaining ones with us.
That is a good idea.
And just because it's obvious instantly that this armor would not remotely fit Sveta.
Yeah. Can we ask Una if he knows how these bows and arrows work? Or if he could understand it?
He hasn't looked at them yet. He's been helping Z-Teach with the armor.
Okay.
And he has pieced together a full set.
And nothing else on them. No written instructions or anything like that. No other items.
Actually, no.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
But yeah, I'll take a bow and the quiver of arrows.
Okay.
Mark, I don't know if you want the other bow.
No, I'll just add it to the party saddlebag.
You also find 15 of those knives.
Yeah, I'll scoop those up and take them as well.
Well, as soon as you start touching it, you realize that they're wicked sharp. They're push daggers, and it looks like they might be monofilament, single atom edge kind of things. I mean, they are wicked sharp. You'll want to be very careful how you store them.
Yeah. Okay. So do they... I think what I'll do is I'll wrap them in the cloth that we see in the picture there for one of the guys, because that's not really part of the armor, right? That's just extra.
Right.
So
I mean, they're all dressed the same, though. So,
right.
I mean, if you care about uniforms, it does appear to be part of a uniform because they're all
right. Understood, but we should have at least one extra of those, right? Beyond.
Amongst all of them, yeah. 6 times 3 is 18, and you manage to get 16 of them.
No, I'm sorry. Let me be clearer. The cloth, there were 3 of them. I'm assuming one of them is burnt beyond.
One is burnt, one has a chest size hole,
right.
The other has a little arrow hole.
Right, so I will take the one with the chest size hole, and I will wrap the 15 in that.
Okay.
And then put it in a saddlebag.
Okay. Yeah. You also notice that is kind of, it's thick, and maybe it's like Kevlar or something, or maybe it's just thick cotton or thick cloth, but it seems unusually thick. And I mean, you can wrap them up easy. I'm just telling you, it's not like normal just cloth.
Got it. It's like some kind of reinforced cloth.
Yes.
Got it. And I will stand watch while Una and Z-Teach and Sveta look at the remainder of the stuff.
That guy starts waking up. He's coming out of Z-Teach's sleep spell.
Has it been an hour already? The only reason is I had one more thing I wanted to do to him before he woke up.
Okay.
And that's just check his mouth for his teeth to see if there were any obvious false teeth?
You don't see any.
Okay. All right. That's it. That's the only thing I wanted to do.
All right, he starts waking up.
I will ask him, what is your name?
He ignores you and he's trying to work his bonds. He doesn't even acknowledge you're there.
So is there a way in this game to knock somebody out but not kill them?
Probably. Page 100. Okay. Oh, there it is. Yeah, basically you just make an attack and yeah, just make a normal attack with, not the blade.
Right. And then do I need to roll damage? How does that work?
Yes, you need to roll damage.
How do I roll unarmed damage?
No, just roll your normal damage, but you and I both know you're hitting him with the hilt.
And you cut him in half with kindness.
Yeah.
Um,
It does. No. I had to attack so that I could get the damage roll. So disregard the last attack.
I see. Okay.
I was just doing it to get the damage. 13.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he's not in armor. He's just a guy in Under Armor.
Yeah.
So he's sitting there concentrating on the ropes. He's like, and he doesn't even see the hit coming. You hit him in the head, and he just slumps.
Okay. And I look at Z-Teach and I say, better than wasting your spells.
I wouldn't have thought of that. When you go to ask him questions again, let me know ahead of time. I might be able to prepare him.
Great. And I'm going to recheck his restraints.
Okay.
I don't know if that requires a roll or not, but sure.
Yeah, make a smarts roll.
Okay.
Yeah, you could see he was starting to work through, and with that roll, I'll tell you what happened. Is when you tied him up, somehow his muscles were flexed. I know he was asleep, so you don't understand that part, but his muscles were flexed. So when you put the ropes on him, and then he went limp, basically. Now the ropes were a little loose. He's laying perfectly. He seems, you knocked him out. So
He's perfect wet noodle. Let's retime.
he's a perfect wet noodle, yeah. So, but the ropes are a little loose on him at this point.
Yeah. All right, guys, it's getting a bit late for me. I got to get up super early. If you guys want to continue, just keep my character on autopilot or something, and I can watch the recording or something later.
No
Okay.
problem, Chris.
Really gotta
How's
use
everybody feel? Do we want to just call it here?
I think that might be a good idea.
Okay. All right. That's okay then.
But thank you for running.
Yeah.
thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank
for
Thank you very
running.
much.
Thank you guys. I enjoyed this.
Me too.
Yeah.
And as always, if you'd like to support us, you can follow us or click the subscribe button on Twitch. On YouTube, you can like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you get notified when we upload new content, which is almost every day of the week. And then last but not least, you can head to our Patreon page at patreon.com/Gamersledge, where you can get your name on every show that we do for as little as $1 a month, just like these fine folks coming up momentarily. For Chris, for Daniel, for John, myself, thanks for watching. And until next time, game on.
Game on.
Game on.